Hello, 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 good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Well, one of the most difficult things I find about recording these videos is looking straight into the camera, because sometimes the lens is on the right, sometimes it's on the left, and I've noticed that my eyes seem to be all over the place. In any event, if you find the exercises useful, I don't really think it matters where I am looking into. Nonetheless, I'm trying very, very hard to be very professional while doing this. Having said that, today we have a text that you can do in both consecutive as well as simultaneous. And I think it's useful if you do it in simultaneous because it's a shopping list. But if you do it in consecutive, it's also really good because it forces you to write down all the details in a very structured way, because it includes two little shopping lists. And even if you're doing it in simultaneous, don't forget to write at the same time as you're speaking, because you're not only working, your split attention skills, but you're also working on your handwriting, which is very useful when you're going to be working in the booth with your colleague and you have to write down something they need. And if you don't do it with pen and paper, because it's a bit more difficult to understand people's handwriting nowadays, you could try to do that typing it into your laptop so your colleague can see it on your laptop screen. So, I think we're all ready to start our exercise, aren't we? Good luck with your Nordic walking lecture. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to my introductory talk on Nordic walking. Nordic walking or pole walking is known in Finland as Suomalainen Saukakävely, and please forgive me for my mispronunciation, which is the country where it was born. And it has its roots as a sport in the summer training of cross-country skiers of the 1930s. Excuse me. Nordic walking is a competitive sport practiced by many athletes. However, as a recreational sport, it is very popular. It can be practiced by people of all ages, from children to senior citizens, and it is very popular in countries like Finland, Germany, Poland, Italy, France, and, interestingly enough, Spain. Walking with poles, especially designed for Nordic walking, is very beneficial for your health. The technique is based on your normal walking pattern. But by adding the extra support, the poles, you burn more calories. You work more muscles than conventional walking, as you activate 90% of the muscles in your body. You burn more calories. You increase your normal walking speed. Your stability improves and the impact on your joints is reduced. The only equipment you need are proper Nordic walking poles, comfortable clothes, and walking shoes adapted to the terrain you will be strolling on. Finally, you can practice it on any type of terrain: mountain trails, beaches, country paths, or urban pavements. Medical studies are now focusing on the role this sport plays in improving our health. Different authors study the impact of practicing Nordic walking on diabetes and its prevention, Parkinson's disease, weight control, podiatric rehabilitation, mental health disorders, cardiovascular disease, respiratory disease, reduction of menopausal symptoms, prevention of bone density loss, advanced stage cancer, amongst others. The results of all of these studies show very optimistic outcomes. It seems in general that it is a safe form of endurance exercise. However, in my opinion, the best thing about Nordic walking is being outdoors and meeting people. Therefore, I would like to challenge you now and meet me outside on the lawns after tea. I think that we can all grab a couple of poles so that I can show you how much fun it is to practice this sport. So, are you ready? Let's go. Thank you very much for your attention.